right now can be the moment to think or pay a bit of blood price. And throughout the races, already had many occasions being blood rivers. I saw this quiz, and check out the Nazism is widespread out there. Check out the faithfulness to engage towards it, while everything else seems to be much faster. These ones engineered it with. Our guys being instigated to whether the resultant being, whether the reason they result to do it as if they're in some dreamy land, probably along with ancestry, and many of other inflections. The language itself is Romanian English. There's lack of cops on the East Coast, widely spread out. If the Nazism, if too many wants, reason wants and also Nazism wants to take the split, they might result to usage of chemical weapons. Regular still the probable and suitable as a probable, so in case at least. Reason their regular transport verb transport now, whether verb or whether reason of verb, whether verb can be providence of. Lions can't even be here to speak of that. They don't even have positive access to this keyboard, which are restricted to this proper search to Nazism. There could be some investigation towards that topic of we should get all the guns and disable the Nazis from having any sort of guns. What if Schindler's List, namely, or whether recent there at first, namely of the movie title as much, and whether that's recent of and whether recent there and whether first of and whether also before and whether recent and whether before was a sort of force, remainder of force to try to bring back Hitler more to prominent positions by first at least mentioning about and mention something, so that sort of cancels out potential, that sort of a declaration of what they're not doing. So that each action is like a elimination of others, whether usually in dispatch or whether usually these and whether these notes of whether placement position, whether these ranges or whether these notes of usually whether these actions of usually declares what they're not doing, so they're not very resentful and hostile towards Hitler. This probably picked up by the radars, the Nazism radars of the Nazis. The Nazis, this force is sort of mediocre, but they are very elected. All these welfares being received to the they could simply overtalk. They don't even have to do much. That's on the power level. Whether that's the depth of presence and what he's restraining themselves from doing much. I had experience of much, probably first on comparative justice, whether along and whether include at the practice whether imagination level. But while I'm deterred by Banshee cartel, recently probably Soundfire was a bit far, and there was a considerable huge amount to me. And not to I'm not even gonna reply, and I did not reply. It was reading. It's not that I wasn't. There was such a deadly force compelled me to reply. Cannot wait to do some of the Nazis, and all this atrocity comes from this monolithic hate group that engineered itself to brute to these numbers. We are not remotely having neutral. These are defaultly hostile. Check out the level of hostility. We can apply and come up with some stories that fit with it, and yet the Nazis will remain Nazis. It would still result to whether reason and whether also whether reason and whether minor rather thereof result to the cleansing. And such is the solution and sort of the diversification, whether the numerous trials or whether numerous methods begins after within that category. And those will be considered whether it could be and whether end could be considered as of or whether reason and whether probable it could be considered as first.
对，这在家里这个你这个里面真是臭不可闻。你这个东西呢，不要放这里，开来开去会不会损坏它？你这个里面的空间那么大，为什么不放在里面呢？是吧？这是建议啊。2分钟啊。
Also, I'm concentrating on something. And recently, there are some example. What am I supposed to do? Grab a gun and shoot some corrupted cops? They're on the same side. This is the 7 billion degeneration. This planet being hijacked. Gone all the mediocreists. All of these are Nazis. So I got babies around here. They may not understand the Nazis and stuff yet, or sort of they know, sort of their version of what a baby know, reason and imagining for what reason, their reason. That itself is sort of also to the war effort, so it's more emerging. And right now it's not just the emergency of their much suitable whether reason and whether suitable to skip of. Whether it's whether minor repronunciation, whether to skip off, and whether reason to whether on which whether reason whether reason and whether another and whether to skip off. It's the our GHD thing that sort of nudges to this level, isn't it? It itself very much come from Nazism at the same time, and whether reason and whether mention first of. It's because of the massive amount of Nazism entities. Each one of those got system got holders. How come each Nazism entity system have a car? And two, gotten those for free and never declare such. What is that? Grab a gun and shoot every single one of them. That's actually a sort of a start. I may start a rampage towards those, and once we get the tanker battalions, I personally terminate a lot of those across many of the highways throughout Romania regions. Reason there of and especially whether it's specific on the whether and also whether reason and specific on the Romania regions of whether reason and whether the words and whether reason and whether another and whether reason and whether another and whether reason there and whether reason is reason there, whether reason there is sort of optional of, and whether reason there Romania regions of the variations of whether varieties and whether reason there whether another and whether reason and whether and minor rather and whether reason and what and whether and whether reason there and whether minor rather of and whether reason there continues of whether reason there and whether variations of the probable of the could be of whether reason or whether it's probable to suitable of and whether reason is probable to also suitable of and whether reason is probable to also could be of probable of which whether reason is probable of to also could be of and whether it's probable of to could be of.
明天早晨一大早起来打球，啊，我们走了啊。走了。知道啦，你儿子不是他也去吗？
The sort of proper imaginable, and sort of again with the word is also flexible. How to move use of the guinea pigs are properly steering from whether reason is just or whether reason is computer. The guinea pigs are sort of probable guinea pigs and whether guinea pigs whether steering towards B. As if it's there might be a word before they have heard of whether reason of word there, a guinea pig heard of. Might be speaking to some cyber or whether computer, whether reason, or whether person, whether also, or whether reason, and whether before. Mention whether reason and whether mention whether first, whether reason and whether first, and whether before. Maybe whether reason or whether mentionable as, whether reason and whether mentionable as. Speaking to a computer, whether reason and whether computer, whether reason and whether cyber, and whether reason and whether computer, and whether cyber. Whether reason and whether mentionable as and whether reason there and whether continues from reason there, for whether reason there, whether vegetable S to wouldn't take this gamble, or whether reason gamble to wouldn't take this, or whether reason wouldn't take this gamble, whether in bracket marks of risk of whether reason of the risk of